Good morning, bore da I chi gyd. Good morning to you all. Bore da cydweithwyr a ffrindiau i'r byd amaeth. Good morning, colleagues and all friends of farming. Delighted to be with you here once again. I'm afraid I am a repeat visitor to the Oxford Farming Conference. It's a place where ideas are tested and where farming voices are heard and where we engage with ideas and innovation, as we've heard already. I've been quite a few times now, formerly as a DEFRA Minister in the UK government many years ago, then as a Shadow Minister. And it's great to be back here today for my second time here as Deputy First Minister and Cabinet Secretary for Rural Affairs in Welsh Government. And there's been lots happening over the last 12 months. This year's theme, by the way, Growing Resilience, could not be more fitting for the times and for the subject matter of my few words to you. We know the pressures, we've heard them this morning, the pressures that are currently being faced. Rising costs that are squeezing margins, global market shocks that ripple through every farm gate, and the relentless reality, and it is a reality, of climate change. We've got floods, we've got droughts, we've got soil loss, and more. Now, these are not abstract threats. These are not hypotheticals, theoreticals. They're now lived experiences for many farmers across Wales, right across all our devolved governments, across Britain, right across the world. Now, these challenges we've reflected in the Sustainable Land Management Objectives, which are in our Agriculture Wales Act. They're the principles, indeed, upon which our sustainable farming scheme has now been designed, and co-designed, by the way, with stakeholders out there within Wales. This is actually a very exciting, slightly exhilarating time, as our sustainable farming scheme commenced last week after several years of development. The SFS is a genuinely, deeply, meaningfully whole farm scheme. We've also described it as a whole nation scheme, something between the farmers and the whole nation of Wales, and the integral nature of farming and agriculture to Wales as well. I'm going to apologise because I've had my phone taken away from me to be upgraded, and the one that's been given to me is now ringing. Excuse me. Unbelievable. There we go. So the SFS scheme is designed to support farm businesses, both economically as viable farm businesses, environmentally and also socially, to foster sustainability in the round and to help them become more resilient to the impacts of environmental but also market change as well. And just out of interest to you as well, one of the aspects of this is elements of social value within farming that are recognised within the design of the scheme, and even things like Welsh language as well, vitally important to us. It does represent a new partnership between the people of Wales and farmers, supporting the ongoing sustainable production of food, whilst also addressing the climate and the nature emergencies. Now, the scheme has been developed in a significant way. It's been through extensive collaboration. Some of them within this room, have spent hundreds of hours of our lives that we will never get back, collaborating, working together, demonstrating our commitment to working together to find, to pick up on Jack's theme earlier on, the solutions to the challenges that we have. We've listened, we've made several changes to the scheme, we've reduced complexity, we've ensured accessibility to all farmers, including tenants, and making the requirements for managing habitats and trees within the scheme workable for all. There'll be an annual whole farm universal payment which will go to farmers who can meet a set of 12 universal actions. Now, many of these actions will be really familiar to farmers in Wales. So, for example, this includes an action on soil testing so farmers can make informed decisions on the inputs needed. It includes an action on benchmarking so farmers can accurately identify where there may be inefficiencies which can be improved upon. It includes an action on maintaining habitats to benefit nature, pollinating insects, reducing flood risk and enhancing landscapes. And this is within the universal layer. But to go back to the conference theme, all of these actions are designed to grow resilience at farm level in a whole farm way. Many farmers are already undertaking these actions, and we need to recognise that. But many farmers aren't, and it's a priority for me to embed these actions as standard best practice so that all farmers take part and all farmers can benefit. So the scheme is designed to secure our sustainable food producing capacity, to protect the environment within which we are now farming, both now and for generations to come. And it also recognises farming's vital role in Welsh communities and culture. And as individual businesses become more sustainable, those benefits are multiplied across the industry. They ultimately benefit the whole of the wider supply chain. By making the whole supply chain more resilient and sustainable, we are meeting the demands as well of the consumer, who is more demanding, as you know. So importantly, we've committed up to the equivalent of last year's BPS budget, £238 million in Wales, to the universal layer and the legacy BPS in 2026, again, to provide that financial certainty going forward. Beyond the universal layer of the scheme, which I've been talking about, there are also significant optional and collaborative elements for those farmers who want to go further to improve their productivity or the positive impact that they make on their environment. We do recognise this will mean change for some. There's never been a change to agricultural support that has not meant changes. But it's also a priority then for me to support the farmers through this change, and that we're all able to pull together and offer consistent advice and support to every farmer in their wide diversity. So I want to build upon, and I want to give that clear message today, I want to build upon the important relationships that we've built over the last 12 months, 24 months, that we've developed to give farmers the full support they need as they navigate this transition and enjoy then the fruits of a prosperous and resilient industry. Let me turn for a moment to animal health and welfare. It's a cornerstone of the sustainable farming scheme. I'm excited that we're bringing together training, biosecurity and animal health and welfare within the universal actions. We've created the animal health improvement cycle for farmers and vets to work proactively together on a whole farm basis to enable tailored actions to strengthen herds and flocks. And I strongly believe embedding one of our core principles of prevention is better than cure in this way will be a game changer. Everyone benefits from this approach. Individual farmers benefit, national industry and the sector benefits, and the consumer. However, we recognise that we're working against a backdrop where the scale of challenges to animal health and welfare continue to rise inexorably. The threat of livestock disease outbreaks is ever present. As climate patterns shift, exotic, zoonotic and vector-borne disease outbreaks are no longer exceptional events. You know this. They are now becoming part of the risk landscape that government and industry inhabit together. So we maintain a state of preparedness and we continue to respond to those animal disease threats and the outbreaks as they occur. And this, by the way, is set alongside our work with all of the UK administrations on biosecurity at the borders of Great Britain as well. Now, resilience in the agricultural sector is not an abstract concept, again, for Wales. It's something that farmers live and breathe every day in Wales. They respond to weather, to markets, to disease and change, often simultaneously, often all at once. Blue tongue and bird flu are clear examples of the kinds of disease challenge that test the resilience of our farming community. Turning to bovine TB, our partnership approach now, which is well embedded with the technical advisory group and the programme board in Wales, is delivering real tangible changes that help both tackle the disease and support farmers through difficult times. And across the piece, through working in partnership, we're encouraging animal owners and keepers to adopt safe sourcing of livestock, high standards of biosecurity, and, importantly, to work closely with vets, their on-farm vets, to strengthen our resilience, ensure our livestock and our poultry sectors and our supply chains are secure and productive and sustainable. I firmly believe that those high standards of animal health and welfare are not just a moral imperative, they are central to our ambition in Wales for resilience and quality and, picking up on some of the earlier points that have been made, for that strong global reputation. That's why we must continue to take collaborative approaches to respond to the opportunities we have and the challenges that we collectively face. So our vision is for a thriving, sustainable Welsh agriculture and food sector that delivers world-class produce while safeguarding the health and welfare of animals and people. Working collaboratively with farmers and other stakeholders, we are bringing that vision to life. So, just in closing, can I wish you a very successful conference, and I look forward to seeing many of you again in the very near future. Dwi'n mynd gynhadledd llwyddiannus I chi, a gobeithio gweld llawer ohonych chi yn y dyfodol agos. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much.